Hi everyone, Brian here, back again for part 2 of a look at my retro gaming setup and room. Last video in part 1 I went over my streaming and game console setup and where I can play and stream my classic game consoles. Today I'll go over my NES collection here on these few shelves here. The most important system for me growing up. Not my favorite, but the most important. One that I really love collecting for. So up here you see basically my NES collection here. It's basically on two shelves. I have about 500 games for it, 480 licensed, around 20 or so unlicensed, and some, what do you call them? Homebrews and Japanese translations. So we'll go over here. Here we have my original NES from growing up. It's the action set here with the orange tipped zapper, which is the orange colored zapper. This up here is just a game case. It holds like 20 NES games, very common. Here are my retail boxed NES games. I should just say boxed NES games. I went over a video of the NES's anniversary, 30th anniversary, and I have that up on my channel if you want to see which ones. I go in more in detail about my NES and how much it means to me, and which ones I had as a kid. So we'll just start over here, and we'll just go through my boxed ones. Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, one of my favorite NES games, and I can beat it relatively easy. I always go the hardest route in the basement and get Alucard. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, I used to play that with a friend all the time. Double Dragon 2 is awesome. Dragon Warrior is awesome. Really got me into RPGs, which I haven't played as much of lately because of time, but that game blew me away. Dr. Mario, my mom's favorite NES game. Very good at it. Legend of Zelda, Mighty Final Fight, Ninja Gaiden 2, or I always say Ninja Gaiden. I always have to correct myself when I force myself to say Ninja Gaiden, because I always want to say Ninja Gaiden. And Ninja Gaiden 2 was a game that I really was anticipated for, because I love the first. And the only Ninja Gaiden I really beat. RC Pro-Am, another one that's great. Super Mario Bros. 2, my favorite Super Mario Bros. Game on the NES. Just love that game. This is a little, I don't know, I put this because it's Mega Man's, for me, is synonymous with NES, so I put this here on the shelf. It's an 8 GB Mega Man flash drive. This here is a Honeybee 72 to 60 pin Famicom converter. Allows you to play Japanese Famicom games on the NES if I ever get any. Some Japanese translations, reproductions, and some homebrews. Got Battle Kid and Battle Kid 2 for A Mountain of Torment, the original Battle Kid, Rise of Amadeus, and the Mad Wizard by Sly Dog Studios. There's a set trilogy of games. Rise of Amadeus is the recently released one, but it's actually the prequel to the Mad Wizard, where you play as the protagonist, and the antagonist is Amadeus. And Sweet Home, a Japanese horror RPG. Ninja Gaiden 2, one of my favorite games, even though I never beat it. I could get very far, but never beat it. And I remember wanting this because of the cover art. Ryu Hayabusa looking on as the city burns. And there's Castlevania, one of my earliest NES games I got. I played this so much, I fired it up when my mom visited, and she said, I remember that music. This game's just awesome. Love it. Here we go with the loose games here. Let me try to get a light. It might help if I shine a light here so you can see. Basis Loaded 4 is a really hard one to find. Batman Return to Joker, I've never seen that with a good label. Batman Returns, it's a beat 'em up. Blades of Steel, I have 2 of them because one's a red edition release. A little harder to find. Comes in the red Konami Classic Series label variant. Bucky O'Hare, another one that's Cygnus the Destroyer. Has a great review on that. If you're not familiar with Cygnus the Destroyer, his videos are really great. Bump and Jump, I love that game. Rented Captain America and Avengers, I remember. A lot of these I haven't played at all. A lot of them I rented. Because I had about 10 NES games or more growing up. That's a lot, actually. I used to rent at a store called Video Visions for a weekend or so. But the NES is a game I'll buy. I have a soft spot for. I'll buy any bad game for it, just for the nostalgia factor. It's the most important system for me because not the first I played. That would be the ColecoVision in 2600, but they never grasped me. Once I played an NES, my friend's NES, I knew this is what my main hobby would be, and it changed my life. We had many sleepovers just renting NES games and playing them and having a great time. There's G.I. Joe. That's a second G.I. Joe game. I still want to get the first. Gargoyle's Quest 2. DuckTales 2 and DuckTales. And DuckTales 2 is very good. It's actually one of the more uncommon games that's worth the money. It's very fun. Kickle Cubicle, that's another one my mom and I play. King's Quest 5. I've only ever played King's Quest 4, but on my Tandy PC growing up. That's my favorite one, The Perils of Brazilla, but that's the favorite because I've only ever played it. Legacy of the Wizard, that's another one I used to play at my friend's house. I remember loving the music and the feel of it, but it was very hard, very obscure. Little Mermaid, that's another game my friend had. I remember playing. Very fun game. Little Nemo, my friend had too. Very fun game, very hard. Mega Man, my original Mega Man's in beat up shape. I got this for a long time ago for $5, so I never bothered looking for a replacement. But you can see there's somebody burnt like something on it. The label's in shoddy shape. Still plays fine. So I have Mega Man 1 through 6 here, all the Mega Mans here. The only one I've ever beaten is 2. Didn't really play, I just played them at a friend's house in passing, and never played 6 until recently. Much later, actually. There's Metroid in the Silver original release and the re-release. Mickey Mouse Capades. Monster Party, I remember renting that one. North and South, very fun game. Rue Clan of the Grey Wolf did a video on it on 16-bit gems that I never heard of it, and he looked kind of cool, so I found it. I think I got it a few years ago. Power Blade. Punch-Out, that's the re-release. When the license to have Mike Tyson's likeness and name expired, they just palette swapped him to Mr. Dream. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Funny thing about that game is I remember that game a lot because of the Nintendo Power. I've never played it, but there was an issue of Nintendo Power I got in a hot summertime in July one year, and I remember reading it back and forth, front and back, for lots of time, and it had Robin Hood on the front. And the movie that came out in the 1990s is pretty good, with Kevin Costner. Shadow of a Ninja, great game. Also almost re-released on the Game Boy as Ninja Gaiden Shadow. They kind of just took the Ninja game name and put it on that game. Shatterhand. Star Tropics, that's another one I used to rent. I've never beat it though, but I have fond memories of it. Original Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Of course, everybody knows about Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, Super Spike V-Ball, and Nintendo World Cup, and Super Spike V-Ball. Super Spike V-Ball I played, I think I rented it, and it was fun. DNC Surf Designs, which I loved. I rented that one too. And there's the sequel, Thriller Savari, which I've never seen a good label on that either. Tailspin. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first one. My cousin had it when we used to play it. I have fond memories of it, and it was very hard. I think I never got past the rooftop area, where you get the grappling hook and you got to swing it across roofs and go on the roof and climb across. Three Stooges, Toki, Tom and Jerry. Treasure Master has a great walk animation in Treasure Master, if you can Google that to take a look how the main character walks. Uninvited, that's a Kimco, I think, did a trilogy of games, Shadowgate, Deja Vu, and Uninvited. That's one of them. Very cool. Shadowgate's another one I really love. Werewolf, I remember renting that. Willow. Wild Gunman. Wizards and Warriors. Wizards and Warriors 2 and Wizards and Warriors 3. And the only Link Zelda 2 I have is the re-release, the gray cartridge. I'd like to get the gold one someday. And here's my Tenjin unlicensed ones here. Let's see what I got here. RBI Baseball, Plaques, Afterburner, RBI Baseball 2, RBI Baseball 3, Shinobi. That's one of the earlier NES games I played on a black and white TV at my friend's house. The music's very nostalgic to me. Nostalgic. Tetris. Tubin, which is fun. Vindicators. And these are Camerica games in the cool gold cartridges with the switches for if it doesn't work. You can switch between on the Switch to have it work on your TV. I think it's between PAL and NTSC. I think that's what the Switch does, but I'm not sure. That's Dizzy, Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy. Micro Machines, MiG Soviet Fighter, Bible Adventures, Spiritual Warfare. There's also a blue Bible Adventures. Wisdom Tree. These are my Wisdom Tree games here. Spiritual Warfare is actually kind of fun. It's like a Zelda clone. Captain Comic, Dudes with Attitude, F-15 City War, and Puzzle. And then down here's the start of my Super Nintendo stuff. So yeah, that is my NES collection. Like I said, around 490, 500, around there some games. I need to check my RF generation and see what exactly I have. But I do update it on RF generation, and haven't found a lot of NES games lately because when you get to around 300-400, pickings get slim. But I got pretty much everything I want except a few. Like I want Zen Intergalactic Ninja, and I'd like to have Bonk's Adventure, stuff like that. And yeah, so that is my NES collection. In part 3, I will then go over my SNES collection, by far my favorite system of all time. And I hope you stay tuned for that. So everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.